The U.S. has become a dumping ground for everybody else's problems.
Trashing the street, doing drugs in public. We're not intimidated. Our immigration policy exists for the profit and the comfort of a relatively tiny number of people. Everybody else gets shafted.
The ramifications, if this is not addressed, are very serious. Perhaps deadly serious. Scarce resources are being lavished on the growing number of illegal immigrants.
In 2015, she was murdered by an illegal immigrant. The alt-left propaganda.
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
We need to build a wall.
He's right. We need to build a wall. That way, we won't have so many immigrants in the country. Actually, that won't work. What? Who are you? That doesn't matter. The point is, tightening up border security has shown to increase the number of unauthorized immigrants in the United States. Now you're just speaking nonsense. How can more security lead to more immigrants in the U.S.? Simple. Circular movement. Look at the Mexican-American border. For decades, immigrants followed a simple system. They would come into work for a few months during the right season, and then return home to Mexico to be with their family. However, when you close the border, especially with a wall, not only do you keep the foreigners out, but you end up locking some in as well. This is why, as border security has increased, the number of immigrants living in the United States has also increased. Well, we still need to keep them out. They are criminals, that's why they make up a quarter of the prison population. I'm gonna assume you mean federal prison. First off, yes, undocumented immigrants make up around 25 to 20% of all federal prisons. But that is because crossing the border is a federal offense. The vast majority of American criminals are put in state or private prisons. When looking at the total incarceration rates, illegal immigrants are incarcerated at half the rate, and legal immigrants are at nearly 1/5 the rate of native-borns. Okay, well, what do you want to do about the immigrants? Simple. Open borders. What? Huh? That's crazy. Complete anarchy. We can't have that. Well, I guess they're not criminals, but they steal all the jobs and the welfare. They'll ruin the economy. I mean, you heard Milton Friedman say that open borders and welfare won't work together. Now, I'm no MBA, PhD, or SUV, but he sure is. Well, funny you should say that, because immigrants are actually helping keep our welfare system afloat. What in tarnation? Few immigrants, especially undocumented ones, qualify for welfare. What that little 5'0" grumpy old man got wrong is that a welfare state and open borders are incompatible, because they very much are. First off, immigrants by and large do not get welfare, for most welfare is allocated to the elderly. The vast majority of immigrants are of working age, which is necessary because it fills a need in our country's demographics, as shown in the figure in front of you. Plus, a quarter of all elderly care workers are immigrants themselves. So, when gun-loving Granny Gretchen falls and can't get up, there's a good chance she will be helped by an immigrant. Okay, but they still take more than they give back. Actually, my whole argument is contingent on the fact that immigrants, on average, are a financial net gain. When measuring this, economists took a look at the net present value of all immigrants of every demographic. Net present value is the total amount of money a person contributes to a government over a lifetime. And on average, we gain around $58,000 per immigrant. Sure, there are a few demographics that take more. However, they are the exception, not the rule. So, we just gonna let everyone in? Even the you-know-who? I can't say I do. The refugees. Oh! Well, the refugees are actually doing quite well for themselves. They are key in starting new American businesses, and their rates of homeownership show a lot of financial success in their communities. Well, letting all these poor people in is gonna lower the average wealth, right? That is true. But think about, for an example, adding a group of preschoolers to a room full of NBA players. Sure, the average height will fall, but the NBA players won't get shorter. Same thing with the US. Poor immigrants will lower the GDP per capita, but more than likely, you will still have the same amount of money. Still, they should stay in their country and look for prosperity there, just like I have with America. Do you mind if I pose another hypothetical at you? Sure. Imagine if there was a farmer in Antarctica. He would not get anything done, correct? I mean, probably. Now, imagine that farmer went to Iowa. Think of all the goods he could cultivate. And this does more than just benefit him. If he can produce more food, he can sell it to more people who need food. And then, with the money he's made, he can grow more and feed more people. See what I'm saying? I guess. Plus, look how happy he is. This same thing applies with scientists in Nigeria, or plumbers in places with no sewage. When people come to America, their labor is more valued. When there is an influx of valuable labor, there is an influx of production. When there is more being produced, there is more to be consumed. And when there is more to be consumed, you'll need more laborers to consume it, including native-born laborers. It's a cycle that builds upon itself to the point that economist Michael Clemens estimates that the global GDP with open borders could more than double. Millions lifted out of poverty, standard of living increased across the board, and the world would overall be freer. Alright, but so what if it does? These immigrants refuse to assimilate. They're gonna have to come here, and they're gonna try and replace our culture and values. That's a fair point. Immigrants of a working age are at disadvantage. Many don't speak native language. Many hold controversial political beliefs even. Many will not adopt our value system. But let's ask every immigrant ever about their kids, shall we? Hello sir, I am every immigrant parent ever, and I would like to talk about my wonderful son, Rajesh. Rajesh is the perfect child. All my family back in India tells me, oh, Rajesh is so smart. He speaks Hindi so well and he looks so at home in India. No, you all Rajesh does is talk about girls and basketball. He can't even speak a word of Hindi and he doesn't care about India. The fact is, first-gen immigrants have trouble assimilating, yes. But their kids and their kids' kids will share the same great American values as you. And they may even add small things to our culture, like new food, new art. Plus, freedom for everyone is a vital part of our American culture and values. I suppose it is. Open borders might sound scary, especially due to the media's sensationalism, but the benefits of it could help benefit everyone. It provides more economic opportunity, helps raise the standard of living for everyone, and makes the world that much freer. I'll consider it. And I implore you too, the viewer, to reconsider your stance on open borders.